applied to over 100 jobs on LinkedIn, and that's just LinkedIn alone.
Nobody will even give me an interview. I applied to
The
this
job
site.
market right now
The job market is brutal right now. I'm talking about a fundamental shift on how careers will work that most people aren't prepared for. In just a minute, I'm going to show you the exact data that proves why the traditional job path is becoming obsolete for most college graduates. But first, let me tell you what happened when I was finishing medical school. I was a doctor, worked in a hospital, took care of patients. I chose that job because I knew part of it was financial and job security. But over the years, I started to see my job security slowly erode. Not only were different roles able to do what doctors do, which is an entirely different video, but the scary part is that AI and new technology were slowly taking away what we could do. Some of my best friends from medical school became radiologists, pathologists, anesthesiologists. There's a lot of specialties where AI is slowly creeping in, and at the time, they were kind of chuckling about how AI would never replace them. Now we're seeing AI able to do things like detect cancer faster than the human eye can. And so, like it or not, AI is coming for the jobs that we once thought were the most stable. And the thing is, while everyone is fighting over fewer traditional jobs, there's an entirely different economy being built by creators that most people are completely ignoring. Because I didn't realize that a lot of creators and entrepreneurs were born out of necessity. Their jobs got replaced or they got laid off, and so they had to do something to make money fast. And that's when they turned to things like content creation with the knowledge that they already have, or turn to things like online business, making money with the skills and experiences that they already had from a previous job or their previous diploma or credentials, but now using content to distribute their knowledge and making real money from it. And this is a strategic way to position yourself where the real economic opportunities are happening this year and beyond. So let's start with the data that too few people are talking about. According to the latest research, roughly a quarter of all work tasks can already be done by AI and automation. In fact, as of this year, about 1/3 of business tasks are already being performed by machines instead of humans. Now be careful, because this doesn't mean that 25% of jobs are disappearing. It means that 25% of what people get paid to do can now be done by AI. Here's what happens when over a quarter of workplace tasks can be automated. Companies don't need to hire as many people, especially not entry-level people. One recent survey of nearly 1,000 US business leaders found that 30% of companies have already replaced workers with AI tools like ChatGPT, and that could rise to 38% within the year. And we're even seeing this in the number of layoffs, right? In just the first half of 2025, almost 78,000 tech workers lost their jobs directly due to AI automation. And to get specific, we see this happening with people like Sarah, one of our students who graduated with a marketing degree last year. She applied to 237 jobs, and most of those supposedly entry-level jobs wanted 2 to 3 years of experience. And sadly, this is common. A study found that 61% of entry-level jobs require 3 or more years of experience. Why did this happen? Because companies are using AI to handle the tasks that entry-level employees used to do. They don't need as many fresh graduates anymore. And when they do hire, they prefer candidates with experience who can oversee the AI workflows. And this is creating what economists call a barbell effect in the market. On one end, you have a handful of highly paid specialists who understand how to integrate AI into their workflows. On the other end, you have a lot of low-wage service jobs that still require human interaction. But in the middle, those stable entry-level professional jobs that college was supposed to prepare you for, that is shrinking dramatically. But most people don't see this connection, which brings us to the second problem. The job application process has become a psychological torture device designed to benefit everyone except the people who are actually looking for the job. So here's how broken it is, right? The average corporate job posting gets about 250 applications. Of those, maybe 4 to 6 people get called for an interview. That's roughly about a 2% chance of getting an interview. And only one person ultimately gets the offer. Think about that. A 2% success rate just to get in the door. Imagine if like social media or YouTube had a 2% success rate for creators. meaning that only 2% of your videos ever got any views. But it gets worse. Most applications never even reach a human being. They get filtered out by ATS software, applicant tracking systems, that automatically reject candidates if their resume doesn't have the exact keywords that the algorithm is looking for. It's often cited that 75% of resumes are never even seen by human eyes at all. In other words, 3 out of 4 applicants are getting tossed out by a bot before a real person even knows they applied. So no wonder experts say that you should spend more time networking. An estimated 85% of jobs are ultimately filled through connections and referrals anyway. They're bypassing the front door application process. Now, I learned this the hard way years ago when I was trying to apply for a job during medical school. I wanted to help make medical content for medical companies. And to do that, I had to make my own videos. Now, some of them made it onto YouTube, but most of them were unlisted and private. But it taught me a lot of things. It taught me things about business, marketing, sales. I mean, I had to talk to some of the marketing managers and sales managers of these companies, kind of pitch my products and videos. I learned a lot of communication skills in the process, but you know what? None of that really showed up on my resume in a way that an ATS algorithm would be able to understand. These algorithms don't care that I gained communication skills, right? It only cared that I didn't have certain buzzwords or typical words that they were looking for on my resume. The job application process optimizes for people who are good at applying for jobs, but not necessarily people who are good at doing the jobs. It's like judging a chef based on how well they can fill out paperwork instead of how well they can cook. The system judges those who can play the game of resumes and keywords, but not those with unconventional skills or experiences. And that's exactly why the creator economy is so powerful. When you're a creator, your results speak for themselves. There's no gatekeepers. There's no automated systems that are weeding you out because you didn't use some, magic keyword. There's no hiring managers that are playing politics with your future. You just make something valuable, right? A video, a blog, an app, a community, and the people, they see the value directly and they reward you for it. It's the most honest economic transaction there is, which brings me to the solution that I believe is the future of work. While everyone else is fighting over the scraps of a dying system, creators are busy building the new economy. Here's what I wish that someone had told me while I was still in medical school, while I was still stressed about matching into residency programs and wondering if I was smart enough or well-connected enough to even get the opportunities that I wanted. The creator economy isn't just about YouTube or TikTok or Instagram. It's about owning your value creation. When I started making videos about study techniques, I wasn't trying to become a YouTuber. I was solving problems for people who had the same struggles that I did. I genuinely wanted to help students learn more effectively. And what happened was that instead of competing with hundreds of other applicants for the same position, I became the only person solving that specific problem for a very specific person. Instead of hoping that someone would hire me, I was building direct relationships with the people who needed what I offered. I wasn't waiting for permission or an invitation to do the work that I was passionate about. And that's the secret of the creator economy. You're not competing in a job market. You're creating your own market. And once you have an audience of people who trust you and find your content valuable, the income opportunities become nearly endless. And to put this in perspective, right? The creator economy, meaning people making a living or a side income by creating content online, is already huge and growing fast. It was valued at around $250 billion in 2024 and is on track to double to over $500 billion by 2027. There are now over 200 million active content creators worldwide. And it's not just a few superstar influencers. One report counted more than 8 million independent creators who are earning money by creating and sharing content online as of 2023. This is a real economy with real opportunities happening right now, largely outside of the traditional career system. So for me personally, I'm trying to help that momentum through this YouTube channel, through our Notion templates, through our YouTube programs. We've helped students go from endless job applications to a sustainable creator income in as little as 90 days. And it's not because it's easy, but it's because It's direct. You create value, you build an audience, and then you monetize that relationship. We've seen thousands of students make this transition because content creation is becoming a real business model and you own the assets that you create. We're really living through the greatest economic transition in human history. Greater than any renaissance, greater than any industrial revolution. This is by far the greatest. And the old rules, go to school, get a job, climb the corporate ladder, those rules were written for an economy that no longer exists. Every economic transition creates massive wealth for the people who see it coming and position themselves correctly. The Great Depression was terrible, but it created new real estate empires for those who were brave enough to invest when everyone else was panicking. The dot-com crash and the 2008 recession, that paved the way for the next generation of tech giants. In fact, companies like Uber, Airbnb, and Slack were all founded during or immediately after the 2008 financial crisis. The US saw 5.5 million new business applications filed in 2023. That's an all-time record. Right now, while everyone else is fighting over traditional jobs, you could be developing skills that compound over time instead of trading your time for dollars. I mean, sure, you can grab one of those jobs, but think of it as a bridge, as a stepping stone into something better. So picture yourself 2 years from now. What could life look like? Instead of checking your email and hoping for a job interview, maybe you're checking your YouTube analytics, watching your latest video get thousands of views. That's what I was just doing this morning. Instead of commuting to an office where someone else controls your schedule, you're working from wherever you want, whenever you want. Instead of hoping for a 3% raise that might come to you if you play office politics just right, you are instead scaling your income on your own terms by creating more value for more people. And most importantly, instead of feeling like a victim of the economic circumstances that are beyond your control, you feel like the CEO of your own life, because that's exactly what you are when you take this path. If you're ready to stop playing a broken game in a broken job market, and instead you want to start building your own creator business, then we've created a complete creator company system that shows you exactly how to do this. Now, this path isn't for everyone, right? It's only for ambitious people, for job seekers, for career shifters, or recent graduates who are serious about taking control of their economic future instead of hoping for someone else to hand them the opportunities. But if that's you, then deciding on building a creator business could be the best decision that you ever make. And once you make that decision, you're gonna hit the first challenge that stops most people. And that is figuring out what kind of content should you make and how to make it consistently valuable. Well, that's exactly what we help people do. And if you're interested in working with us, then you can check the links in the description below.